What is the most ridiculous thing you have seen at a party? We threw a party that got way out of hand and too many people showed up. I go in my living room and a girl is in the couch petting a dog. I ask, whose dog is this? She says, the people who live here. I reply, I live here. This isn't our dog. A stray dog had been walking by and noticed a party happening and just walked inside and got on the couch and was being pet all night by drunk people. A friend of mine did a Scooby-Doo themed party where he DM'd people their costumes that they should wear. I got Shaggy. Simple enough. Just a green shirt and brown pants. I walk in the door to the party. And am welcomed by the sight of 40 people. All dressed as Shaggy. It was glorious. Some jackass did 14 Jell-O shots in the span of an hour thinking they weren't all that strong. Then that jackass decided to puke in the kitchen sink and all over the front porch. The vomit was this nasty. Congealed mix of vodka, Jell-O, and beer. Then that jackass left the party and walked home with only one shoe. No phone. And missing his driver's license. That jackass was me. Plot twist. Walked into my bathroom to find my friend, who is a dwarf, blowing his load on the birthday girl's face. He had a bigger D than I expected. Big house party many years ago and we notice a guy going through the fridge. As we're watching him from across the room, he grabbed a full bottle of Italian dressing and chugged the whole thing. He walked out like it was completely normal behavior. Drews are bad. A drunk guy in a full gorilla costume sitting on a couch outside sees a drunk guy in a full banana costume riding by on rollerblades. They both immediately stop and turn towards each other. And without a single word spoken, charge full speed at each other and begin wrestling. About a minute later, both get up, winded, and the banana guy rolls off into the sunset. Never to be seen again. Arrived late to a HS party. Walk up the driveway. To a chair being thrown out an upper floor window. Walk into a split entry. Dudes are upstairs holding potted plants. Dropping them onto the heads of anyone going downstairs. Girl whose parents owned the house is passed out. I go up. Friend hands me a beer. Don't even get a sip before cops are everywhere. Ran out back. Buddy hid the beer in a pile of firewood. Walk around front. Cop checks me out. But I am sober and had no booze on me. I drove my buddy's car. We went for pancakes. After we ate, we went back to get the beer. Someone had taken an axe and cut the deck off of the house. We found our beer and hauled ass. Monday morning, there was a huge investigation into who was at the party. Trying to figure out who did the damage. 1990 was a simpler time. I've seen someone uninstall the sink of a bathroom at a house party back in high school. They brought their own tools and took the time doing so. 3 guys tag teaming a 40-year-old overweight woman who was married with children. And she was the manager at the local Domino's. Shortly after arriving at a party, the sensitive guy with the acoustic guitar shows up. 15 minutes later someone took the guitar and smashed him over the head with it, creating a large gash that bled profusely. The attacker then proceeded to run off into the night with the guitar and was never apprehended. It wasn't a good night for the musician. I guess someone wasn't a fan of Wonderwall. Half the partygoers gathered on the roof ceremonially destroying a 4 feet tall statue chandelier thing. They threw it off the roof and then everyone in the backyard either took a piece to commemorate the event or further destroyed the pieces of the statue. At another party some guy set off a firework in an empty beer bottle and held it while it went off. Blood and glass everywhere. From what I heard the guy was found an hour later passed out in the front yard clutching his hand. Saw a guy in a Chippendales outfit attempt a backflip into a keg stand. Ended up cracking his back on the side of the keg and getting his thong stuck on the tap. All the ice water then started pouring into his exposed CRTCH. I went with my girlfriend and her friends to what was later revealed to me as a gay frat house. My girlfriend went to the bathroom for a while and a bunch of dudes hit on me. I felt special. Nice guys. Your girlfriend, come on. We're leaving, but these guys are nice. They say I have kind eyes. That one guy even called me a bear. Do you even know what that means? Yay. He thinks I'm like a cool, manly man. Okay, we're definitely leaving. Someone I know spent 2 hours trying to put a pumpkin in someone's mailbox. He wasn't just pushing it in. He started punching it. Couldn't believe the stamina on that person. It sounds boring compared to the stories here, but it was one of the funniest things I've ever watched. Of course everyone spent the first 25 minutes trying to get him to stop. But after we gave up and just watched, it became hilarious. You've heard of strip poker? We were playing strip Red Rover. We were all in our 30s. Sent one poor girl to the hospital with a busted knee. I was sitting on the roof and a guy said he wanted to dive through the window to get back into the house so he would look like James Bond. He ran to the window and dove right into a closed window. Cut his arm pretty bad and he just said, "Oh shish tea." I thought it was open. I should stop doing cocaine. Single quote. Self-awareness. I was at a house party where this guy called Nate was sleeping on a carpet. Eventually he somewhat woke up. Said, "Name, Nate." Codename, unknown. Puked on the carpet and lied back down. Straight into his vomit. He then fell asleep again. Invited to a party by a furry. We didn't know that she was a furry. We didn't know that it was a party for furries. We get there and there's a guy getting a tail BTT plug put into his in the middle of the floor. Inches from people who aren't paying attention to it at all. Those people were playing Magic the Gathering. The people in the backyard were playing with a high-power laser identifying stars. We didn't stay long. Some dude thought it is okay to throw up on my best friend Kat during the party. Kat was actually kind of cool with it. My friend wasn't. I remember someone heard some cops at the front door and decided to jump out the window leading to the backyard to get away. Probably should have made sure the window was open first. From what was to be just a noise complaint turned into an bill and paying for a new window. A party I was at in college was busted by the cops. And one of the girls panicked because she already had 2 drinking tickets. She jumped out a bedroom window, landing at the feet of one of the cops. I thought but CHGGING was just a joke from some frat bro movie I'd never seen. Nope. People do it. Voluntarily. Who aren't pledges or rookies or in any way being hazed. Someone pouring wash soap on the floor in front of the back door. Sick dude sat on a boy sipping margaritas and watching people slip and fall. Margs and brain injuries. I miss college. This was ridiculous but honestly ridiculously cool. This dude showed up to a big house party of like 125 of us with his service dog. Not just any service dog though. A Great Dane with a makeshift army pack thrown over him that carried beers around for people at the party. He brought me a beer or 2. What a good dog. Definitely watched my friend feed the dog at least 5 hamburger patties at the end of the night in our drunken haze. There are service dogs and then there are service dogs. Girl masked baiting with a beer bottle on the host's little sister's bed. Something yeast infection. Friend had a party in high school and walked in on a guy pulling his pants up quickly. After clearly attempting to S in his cat's litter box. A girl fell through a ceiling at a house party when I was in college. That was pretty wild. I was once at a big indoor techno concert in Spain. Imagine this place was packed. Good vibes. People dancing and having a good time. We're having a good time too. Suddenly, we all felt small drops of liquid on our legs. We stopped to look around. And we see this Dr. GGED up dude pissing all over the dance floor. And behold, an hour later we see the same dude from distance being dragged out while lying on the floor for doing the same thing again. I swear people do the most f***ed up things under influence. My buddy was throwing a New Year's party and it was pretty wild. Some people he didn't really know were their friends of friends, that sort of thing. A dude and a girl he didn't know went into his bedroom and locked the door. He was not having it. He bangs on the door and the guy yells, "FCK off." My buddy's a pretty mild-mannered guy, but without a second's hesitation he takes a step back and kicks the door right open. We pulled them out and walked them out the front door. He replaced the door frame the next day. Back in high school, we went to a junior house party as seniors. There was a junior football player who was hitting on one of the senior football player's girlfriends while he was out back in the pool. When the senior kid came back, his girlfriend told him what happened. Everyone overheard and started yelling, "Fight, fight, fight." The junior kid heard all the commotion and came running over to see what happened, and all the people at the party pushed him into the center of the group and made a classic fight circle around him. He started crying instantly when he saw the senior boy and his girlfriend walk up and got on his knees and started kissing the senior kid's feet. Everyone stopped yelling fight and the entire house went silent as everyone was confused what the hell just took place. I couldn't tell you what went through the senior kid's head, but he started laughing and walked away and everyone had a WTF look on their face and then went back to the party like nothing ever happened. So, land sharks are pretty common. You carry a naked person through a party with a frisbee clenched between their cheeks. Normal. Except one time. One of my friends was on the fence. A sort of do I or do I not dangle my dong throughout the whole throng kind of thing. So his condition was that the 4 people carrying him, 1 per limb, also had to be naked. And so 4 naked people carrying another naked person with a frisbee in their butt through a party was probably the craziest. Or close enough. Greater than normal. This one redhead girl would always take too many shots and wind up stripping down naked and f-king somebody on their car outside. Every time.